And the second day, they were really happy too. And they all went to the pub again. And I'm going, holy shit, man, we need to play these songs. We played a little bit and then they went take a break, went to the pub. Then the third day, they started getting nervous. Fourth day, everybody was really nervous. Like, holy shit, we better get this down.
Imagine getting the call to join Black Sabbath, being personally asked by Tony Iommi, then realizing you've got just 4 days to prepare for your first massive gig with the band. Well, that was the scenario for iconic drummer Vinny Appice. He joined me a few weeks ago to reveal his 5 favourite albums from his career, and I'm going to share a short snippet here from that conversation. Please do check out the interview in full. Anyway, Vinny shares the story of handwritten notes and how the rain put paid to his best laid plans. I'm Paul Stevenson from VRP Rocks, and this is Vinny Appice.
But the Mob Rules was really uh, the eye opener, joining Black Sabbath and then being actually uh, asked to make the album, you know. And plus, it was heavy, it was dark, and that's the kind of stuff I like to play. So Mob Rules, we went in, we wrote the songs in a room in California. Tony and Giza were living out here temporarily, and so we'd go in and jam and sweat it out and record it on a cassette and all this stuff. I would be in charge of the cassettes, and that's how we put the songs together. You know, the riffs. Tony's got a lot of riffs. You go in the room, he's playing a riff. You go, wow, man, what is that? And they were all good. So record it, and we'd sit down, listen to it, and take pieces that we wanted to work on. You know, bring it out further. So that was great, and then that was like really eye opener. Going, okay, this is a legendary band. How do they make an album? You know, so so I learned from that as well. You know, all in all, it's all not that different. You know, you would get the songs together, and then next step, get the sounds together, and then record the song. And we played everything live.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, it's not there was no Pro Tools back then, really. So everything was recorded live, no click, which was fine by me. And it was very exciting. And it came out. Everybody said it, that the new stuff with me, and especially Ronnie, brought new blood to Black Sabbath at that point. You know, so
Just a quick question on that then. Obviously, you were brought into the band. We'd spoke previously, and you said that Tony had heard your music with Axis and really liked it. And he came into your hotel room and he's holding the record and saying, "This is what I want. I really like it," that kind of thing. So when you joined the band, and did you know Ronnie in advance of that? Did you know that was happening when it was the band was forming and coming together like that?
uh, no, I only thing I heard was Black Sabbath got a new singer, and then on the radio one day, I'm driving, and then here's a new song, Neon Nights from Black Sabbath, Ronnie James Dio. I went, oh, okay. I heard of Ronnie, but I wasn't a Rainbow fan or anything like that. Nor was I really a Black Sabbath fan. I liked it, but I liked Zeppelin.
Mhm.
The reason for that is the drum sounds. You know, John Bonham got the big cannon drum sounds. Bill Ward got a very dead sound, very clean. And I'm not into that kind of sounds as much as the other sound down bottom. So so I heard it on the radio. I went, wow, what a great song. I said, that singer is awesome. That was Ronnie. Who would have known? And uh, and then a week or two later, I got a call saying I heard Black Sabbath's looking for a drummer. And then somehow they got my number. I'm not quite sure how they got my number. And they called me. And I said, sure, I'll come down. So I loaded up my 67 Mustang. This is in Hollywood. Single-headed tom, so they all fit in the car. Brought them down and set up this little kit against Tony's stacks of amps and Geeze's stacks of amps. And they go, what do you want to play? And I thought, ooh, I don't know the songs. I wasn't a big fan, but I heard Neon Nights, and I thought that song started. and it only had one little breakdown before the guitar solo, and it continued. So Neon Nights, let's try that. And that's the song we first played together. And I guess Tony liked the way I put the snare drum in, that double on the snare. So it's funny that was the first song I ever played with Ronnie and the band, and it was the last song I ever played with Ronnie.
Oh, wow.
Over how many years was that? From 1980 to 2009. The last show we did, that was the last song we played. So I went, wow, that's weird, isn't it? So,
That's a funny way life works, isn't it?
yeah. Then they said, wow, he's good. They went to the pub. They were all excited. They went to the pub, and they kind of said, you're in until Bill comes back. I said, okay, okay, I'm in. And then I spent the rest of my waking time listening to all the songs and trying to learn everything I could, because we only had 4 days rehearsal.
Oh, wow.
Then there was a big show in Hawaii at Aloha Stadium, which was a lot of people there. So I had to put the pedal to the metal, man, and just every waking moment. Back then, there was the Walkman,
Yeah.
the tapes, and I learned the rest of the songs and stuff. And the second day, they were really happy too, and they all went to the pub again. And I'm going, holy shit, man, we need to play these songs. We played a little bit, and then they went take a break, went to the pub. Then the third day, they started getting nervous. Fourth day, everybody was really nervous. Like, holy shit, we better get this down. So I made a notebook, and wrote charts, simple charts. 4-bar intros, stop, hang for 1 bar, that kind of stuff. 16th note roll. I could read drum music, but it wasn't a chart. It was basic directions.
Yeah.
And brought that on stage in Hawaii. So I had it right there. And then it's about two songs in, it started raining.
In
Book got
Hawaii.
all wet. And book was all wet. I'm like, oh no, shit. So we had to wing it. So if anybody got a recording of that show, it's usually the endings are very long, because I'm not sure the ending. You're playing, go, no, not yet, not yet. Let me take. All right, let's try to end it. And whatever the endings, they were probably sloppy. So we didn't rehearse enough. So
Man,
it's pretty funny. Then
indeed.
after that, after a couple of gigs, that was get tighter and tighter. So